So Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0, our second draw of the season. First draw at home. First points dropped at home. We've got flawless record, I think. I think the Southampton game was away, right? And so was Man United, the defeat. So we've dropped points at home for the first time this season. Rather disappointing, especially after the first 15, 20 minutes where we looked like we could just score at will. But it is what it is, man. Two possible penalties. I think they were nailed on. People will be out here saying we were robbed and this and that. And listen, I get it. I understand. But Newcastle didn't deserve to leave there without any points, in my opinion. And after the first 15, 20 minutes of letting us run ragged, they kind of sat back and parked the bus. And there was a team not long ago, Matt, last month, that showed Newcastle the formula, and they also play in black and white. Juventus showed them exactly how to play against Arsenal. What did you make of that, mate?
If there is one thing that was taken away from this game, Brother Gunner, it is the fact that we must get some attacking options off the bench. I think it was very damning that we did not see Vieira come off of that bench tonight. Now, if the manager does not rate him or think he's ready, he needs to come out and say it. You know, that needs to be asked. I hadn't seen the post-game presser, so I have no clue of what was said. But I'll say this. Just from me looking on the outside in, that doesn't bode well for Vieira. We lacked a hold-up striker the last 20 minutes of that game. If we had a hold-up striker, I honestly believe we may have walked out of that with a win today. Credit to Newcastle. They came in. Joel Linton made everybody's life hell tonight. Everybody got a dose of him tonight. I don't know. Lee, I don't know what position he plays. I think he's a striker? Because if he was a striker,
he was playing left forward. He plays CDM, DM, right forward, striker.
I mean, whatever you needed tonight. Yeah, whatever you needed.
I don't think he's played for Newcastle is in goal.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you needed for him tonight, he played it. Because every time I looked up, he was somewhere nearby. We lacked finishing at times the first half. Look, the second half we lacked finishing. Odegaard went missing. You know, it was just one of those games where we just got rattled. And I know you'll laugh when I say this, man, but that was reminiscent of when we used to play Bolton. That was West Brom. That was Stoke. That's what it looked like tonight. Newcastle said, "To hell with what we normally do. We're gonna get out of this." They came and said, "We're fine with a draw." We came and we couldn't get a win. That's what the difference was tonight. They were fine with a draw.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, mate. I said this to Kenny. They basically let us rip them apart for 15 minutes to see. Well, they didn't let us. But they basically said, right, we'll go toe-to-toe with you lot. Let's see what you got. Because we're good. Let's see if you're better. Yeah. We went toe-to-toe for 15 minutes. We dominated that 15 minutes, but they were still trying to play and play and play. And then all of a sudden, after 15, 20 minutes, they went, yo, retreat. Let's just get out of it. Let's get out of here real quick.
That's exactly what they did, Lee. That's exactly what they did. And it was just like at halftime, Eddie Howe said, you know what? We don't have the firepower to keep going back and forth with this team. Let's just take this draw. Don't give up anything. If they score, we'll come out of our shell. But for right now, we'll just take this draw and we'll get out of here. And the last 10 minutes, they were kind of reeling, but we didn't have anybody who could put the ball in the back of the net. That was two clear-cut opportunities there to score a goal. One, I think Nketiah got spun around.
Yeah.
Then you had Xhaka had an opportunity there, and then you had Odegaard. Odegaard had 2 or 3 times where if he just looked up and slot the right pass, it was there.
Yeah.
These are the games, Lee, that we're going to see more and more of. I want people to understand that. If you think that Newcastle is the only team that's watching tape, going back and looking at how other teams like Juventus dealt with us in that little preseason, that little startup preseason deal, then you're crazy. Most teams are going to start playing like this against us because they know, we isolate Martinelli, we isolate Saka. What else do they have? And then that's the problem.
Yep.
We got to go out and get a striker. Okay, I hear what people are saying behind me. They're saying, well, Matt, we're going out to get Mudryk. That's cool. But I said we need to get a striker. There's a difference in the two players. You need a striker. You need somebody that a nose for the goal. A nose for the goal, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody they can see it in front of them go. Those balls that come across the right in front of the goal like that, somebody can just tap it in. Because that's what they're instinctively, that's what they do. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Eddie Nketiah is a bad player, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying, look at the difference in bringing him off the bench in a situation like that versus having someone that's already on the bench. Already is on the field that can score. Eddie is a great option coming off of the bench towards the end of a game. But he's not built to go 90 minutes in a game like that.
Fact. And if you look back at the last two games, cool, he scored in both of them games. But bro,
yeah,
we were winning both of them games at the time. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, listen, people are sitting there and say you're all doom and gloom. Bro, when all these men were sitting out there giving it 10 out of 10 winders, Don Arteta, listen, we've been fantastic this season. We've both said that. But when these people were sitting out there saying what a fantastic transfer window we've had, and we were sitting there saying, yo, we need reinforcements on the bench,
Go pull the tape.
I think that showed tonight.
Yeah, go pull the tape, man. I told y'all back in September, August, October, November. I've been saying it just about every fan cam. We need reinforcements. Reinforcements. I mean, it was so obvious tonight. If I'm Mikel Arteta, I'm going to bed tonight, and I'm waking up first thing in the morning. I'm gonna call Edu. I'm gonna ask him, say, hey, you woke? Yeah. All right, well, look, I'm gonna send you a list of 25 players. Get one of them in. Get 3 of them in. Because if you want me to win this title, this is what I gotta have. That's where we at with this now. If you want to win the title, or if our aspirations of winning the title this year, this is what I need to get my job done. Otherwise, let's just pack it in, try to get fourth. And then that's that, all this, at least we know where we stand at. But if we're not following the aim to win an elite sport, as you say, then we need to just pack it in and let the people know, say, hey, look, we just want to hang around third or fourth, and we're fine with that. We just want to go out for a nice game over at Sporting Lisbon, or over at
we just want a nice little kickabout with our friends.
Yeah. If that's what they want, then they need to say that. But if we're looking at competing and trying to win this title, then we need to be on the ball with these transfers. We've got a week off, and I want people to understand this. Yeah, we're playing Oxford, but let's look at the bench we got, man. No team is a team that we can look past. Do not be surprised if Oxford show up and say, "Oh, well, shit, man, we can load up the box. Let's load up the box then, and let's just make it hard for them for 90 minutes and see what we can get, and see if we can get a result." Teams are going to start doing that.
Facts.
This is the week, League. This is the week. If this is now, it's just me talking now. If I was in charge of transfers, they will be coming in this week, because you've got to have them in before you play Tottenham. Please, for God's sake, don't bring somebody in a day or two before Tottenham and then bring them in off the bench for 10 minutes. That is not gonna fly. We need players before Tottenham in Manchester United. And Manchester United, whether people want to believe it or not, and people want to hide it, if Flores wants to try to sweep it under the rug, Man United are flying. They are flying right now.
Yep.
And you know how it is when Manchester United goes on one of those. They're just like City. They go on those crazy runs. It's like 15 games or something like that. They don't have to deal with Ronaldo and that foolishness anymore.
Yeah, they're 9 points behind us, bro.
Yeah, they're right on the back of us, man. You've got about several teams that sit right on the back of us. And I told y'all 3 or 4 weeks ago, I told y'all Newcastle was going to be hanging around. They were hanging around. Lee, go pull the tape. Y'all go pull the tape. Y'all clip everything else we talk about. Go pull that. Because I said it. Newcastle's hanging around. We're going to look up. Newcastle's going to be right on our back. And what did you see? You saw a team that's, hey, you know what? Let's just get a point. That's 1 point closer to where we need to be. They'll go off. They'll play the next game. They'll try to get a win. That's 4 points they've gotten. Yeah. And then before you know it, boom. Because we got to win the next few games. Now we got
Tottenham and Man United next 2 league games.
They'll beat Tottenham. They'll beat Tottenham. and they'll make life hard for Manchester United. They are walking away to Newcastle.
Yeah. Well, you think they'll beat them?
I'm sorry. I'm thinking about them.
Yeah,
But
our next two Tottenham away and Man U at home.
Well, whoever they're playing.
As much as we sit and laugh at Tottenham, and great, cool. Bro, we ain't beating them at their ground for nearly 9 years.
Yeah.
In the league. Yeah, then we've got Man United at home. They're one of the most informed teams in the league, along with us and Newcastle. So they're not easy games, man. And this is why I'm so disappointed tonight, because when we needed to throw everything at it, he only made one sub.
Yeah, Lee, and I'll say this, and I know we get ready to scoot. I want to say this to address this whole Vieira situation. This is the way I would have looked at it. If you don't want to bring on Vieira, cool, I can work with you on that. At minimum, Arteta could have said, you know what, Zinchenko, I'm going to slide you into the midfield. Tierney, I'm going to bring you in, because Zinchenko obviously wanted to play midfield there towards the second half of that game. Y'all, because every time I looked up, he was in the midfield. He wasn't at left back. He was in midfield most of the time. So, cool. He wants to put him in midfield. You bring on Kieran Tierney and run the flank with Martinelli and raise hell for the last 20 minutes and try to get something. If he did not feel like Vieira could get the job done, that's the way that's what I would have done. That's at minimum. I mean, that's all that makes sense, Lee. Because why would you not freshen it up on that side? You bring on Tomiyasu. What did Tomiyasu, outside of a one or two chances that he saved us from, outside of that, what attacking did we have? See, that was the problem. We had no attacking the last few minutes of that game that provided anything. We're seeing corners go in with no headers. We don't have anybody outside of a defender that can hit the ball in the back of the net. We had a smidget there with Gabriel.
But that's the thing. Why don't we just throw Saliba up front for 2 minutes? But listen, Matt, we are going to wrap this up, bro. But appreciate it, man. Come join me in Jez for player ratings.
Will do, brother.
And I've got 2 more fan cams to do. One is Jez and one is Brandon, if he's available. So yeah, give me about half hour or so, yeah. And
all right, bro.
Make sure
Happy New Year, everybody.
Channel. The link will be in the description, people. We're out of here. Laters.